So good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another interview of The Shield on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're joined by two members from the band Cloudy Skies. They're a band from France, and they play Dreamgaze with some metal, indie rock, alternative, and they just released their album last Friday, and it's called Changes. So I have Nico and Lionel from the band here with me. So how's everything over there in France? I know it's late.
Yes.
We are not wearing our pyjama. No,
Yeah.
we're very happy now with the album. It has been a long time since we have been thinking about it, so now it's a real thing. So we are very happy.
Yeah, and I know you guys played in other bands. When those other bands, you stopped playing those bands, when you were going to create this project for Cloudy Skies, what did you wanted to create sonically and musically different from your previous bands?
We wanted more room, more place for the music, the ambience. Because each time we played with other bands, it was like just riffs and rhythm and everything going heavy. So it was time now we are old, huh? So it was time now to let the music play and give more space to the cool atmosphere and the tenderness. We can talk about that, and the sweet moments of music.
Yeah, and I know you play the guitar and you do the lyrics, and Lionel does vocals, bass, and synth. So what with your dream gaze type of sound, like which bands inspired you like growing up or in this, because dream gaze and shoegaze, I like that dreamy aspect of the music. For you guys, which like bands truly inspired you with this sound?
We have a lot. Lionel, you begin or I begin?
Yes, you can begin.
So one of our most the one we choose in first maybe is Deaf Even. It's I think it's remarkable stuff they do, and we are very impressed by their sound. But we like lots of things, we began with bands like Guns N' Roses and Ugly Kid Joe.
Oh my
And
God, Ugly Kid
yes,
Joe.
I pick up some like Alice in Chains,
Hmm.
The Guns, this one. So you have a song. It's at the end. It's Cloudy Skies. That's why we choose our name.
Oh,
It's
I
from
didn't
Ugly
know
Kid
about.
Joe.
It's from Ugly Kid Joe. Props
Yes,
to
Yes,
Ugly Kid Joe. They put out an album last year.
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
We still follow.
you're still Ugly Kid Joe fans till the end. You're
Yes.
ride or die for Ugly Kid Joe.
No, it's. I guess they impressed us a lot at that time, and it was important that we gave a little testimony or something like that to them, because without them we wouldn't be there today, I think.
Yeah, I would have never figured that the name came from an Ugly Kid Joe song. I would have never guessed. So yeah, so Changes, the album. It's 45 minutes. It's 7 songs. I really like it because, like you mentioned, Deaf Heaven, and yeah, Deaf Heaven, especially their last album, had that a lot of like dreamgaze, shoegaze, less black metal to them. But this album, your album Changes, there's some heavy parts on it. It's because you say dreamgaze, but there's some heavy parts on it. But like it can turn heavy and then go into that ambience and like put you in a soothing space. Like, uh, what was the process for the recording for this album like?
You mean the process to create that atmosphere?
Yeah, like yeah,
Yes.
when you were like working on the songs? Like what created the mood of the album for you guys?
We joined together in the same place, the Lionel studio, and I was riffing like usually, and each time we said, "This part is awesome. Stop. We have to, go fast and create more space for this part. It's so impressive. Just be in that stuff, you know."
No,
And
yeah.
we put lots of pedals on the floor with lots of reverbs and delays and everything. And we said we want to create that sound that is the dream we are thinking about.
Yeah, no, I think there's some like I love the album. You start the album with Another Dream. I thought Another Dream really sets the tone with the spacing of the song and the ambience. So you have 7 songs and different type of moods. Like, what are the themes that you mostly cover in this album?
You sorry, I didn't catch your
The
question.
themes, in with the lyrics. Like, what are you talking about in this album?
Mm. It's I wrote it during the COVID times, so it was a special time, I guess, more introspective, and I was doing lots of work outside and thinking about the future and dreaming of what will be the next days. And of course, it was like a contemplative moment for me to have these kind of walks outside. So it began uh, to start this feeling of a new perspective.
Yeah, no, I know I'm making you think at 11 at night. So,
No,
yeah,
it's a bit complicated, but I was in between reality and my dreams and some feeling that I had at that time. So it was important to print that in some writings.
no, nice. Yeah, and I love the song "Stars Still Shine." There's
Mm.
part of that songs that I'm a huge Deftones fans. I felt like a little bit of Deftones, like
Yes, there is.
influence on that one.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I love Deftones, and they're a band that they took like the elements of shoegaze and brought them to the mainstream uh
yes.
with their new like with their sound. So
Mhm.
yeah, I got that from that song in particular. So I'm gonna show the album artwork here for the people who haven't seen. So this album, here's the artwork. It came out last Friday. So it's called Changes. And I'm thinking, does the album reflect, as you said, the changes with the COVID time and everything you were going through at that time?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks pretty serene. You take a look at the ocean, you have the sky, and I see there's a person there, right?
It's a bird.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's a bird. Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, is it a bird? Is it a yeah? So yeah, it's I think, and I love the way you put the cloudy and the logo of the band. Yeah, who took is this a picture that some of you guys took, or did someone else
No,
take?
it's a friend of ours. It's a freelance photographer that is called Gilles Niez. His Instagram is crystallized pictures, and he makes a awesome job. You know,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, he takes a lot of picture of nature. He went to many countries like Africa, and this one I think it's in the South Europe. I can't remember where exactly, but when we saw that picture, we said together, it is the one.
Yeah, it makes sense with the music.
Mm,
At least for me, the type of vibe that the music has goes with the album cover.
mm.
So for you guys, out of this album, which one? The question will be like, which is your favorite song and why? And which song was the hardest to create?
Mm. Nice question.
Yes.
Maybe my favorite on this album is Gleams and Ghosts. Yeah, I can't remember the number exactly, but
I think it's number 5. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
yes,
It's number 5.
it's quite new, so I can't remember.
Yeah.
No, but this one was really about feeling alone in your home, in your personality, and it was a special mood for this one. And the sound of the music was totally matching with the atmosphere. So I think I put a lot of energy in that one.
Nice. What about you, like Lionel? We need to. You need. I know it's late, but yeah, we want to hear more from you, Lionel.
Yes. So for me, I think it's the same song because it was very difficult to compose this one because in the first time it was not my favorite, but during the process of doing the things, the song changed really in terms of ambient and different things like that. And I think now we have focused on this one, and I think it's also my favorite.
Nice. So when you
Mm.
were doing this, why did you decide? Did you decided that the songs were going to be in English, or was it a point that you thought maybe we can do this in French?
Oh, it was impossible to do that in French, you know.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
the French language is not very sweet with the melodies.
Really?
Yes,
I think it's a
uh,
very, it's a
uh,
very
it's you know
sensual
what?
language, you know?
Some people they are really great with that. They can sing in French, and it's really nice. But I think it's
It's more
impossible
difficult.
for us.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes. We
it's
have done it in the past with the band Embryo, and
Mhm.
it was another kind of music. This kind of music, I think it's better in English, and I think we are more comfortable with it, with the
Yeah.
music doing like that.
Yeah, shoegaze basically it originated from Britain. So yeah, I
Mhm.
get what you say. Like because even in Puerto Rico, there's a shoegaze band, and they sing in English because I don't know, it would be weird in Spanish too. Uh,
No,
but
but it's important, you know, to have the melodies highlighted by the lyrics and the melodies
Mm.
they bring.
yeah,
It's
And
part
so
Lionel,
of the
and I'm
music.
surprised, huh? Lionel did an awesome job with the English lyrics. Maybe it's not easy for French to have the English accent.
Yes, but I take time with the application to verify that the pronunciation is very good, and it's really important for us to do the job correctly. Mhm.
you know, if I didn't go that the band was from France, I wouldn't know because
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
everything sounded well in the. Of course, I'm from Puerto Rico, but so English is my second language as well. But yeah,
No,
I thought everything flowed.
yes, thank you. And it is, I think English is a universal, so
Yes, exactly.
the message is for everyone.
Touching everyone.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
and more people can get into Cloudy Skies.
yes, of course. And we took a very, I think, a long time to create those lyrics and the topics they are talking about. And it's important the people they can understand and project themselves maybe in the topics and the mood we had at that time.
Yeah, sometimes with dream gaze or shoegaze music, sometimes that by the reverb, or sometimes you can't
Mm.
listen to the lyrics. You can't hear, but you can tell it's emotional music that it invokes sadness sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we like sad melodies. Huh?
Mm.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear like a happy-go-lucky like dream
No,
gaze
yeah.
or shoegaze album. Yeah, I would like to see, but I don't think it would be another type of music.
We had an hesitation with some 41, but I guess No, but I
Yeah,
had some more CDs that was important. You know, Tame Impala, and Tame
nice.
Impala was a really good band for me at that time. I had this one too. Maybe you know, Soft Kill,
Oh, I have
big
that one
guy.
on vinyl.
Okay, yes,
It's very
Yeah,
good. Mm.
it's a really
uh,
good album. Yeah,
yes.
Yes, yes.
We
yeah,
can't stop listening to it.
yeah. There's a band that I'm listening to lately, but I don't have it on CD. They're called Soft Cult, and they're
Hmm?
really like shoegaze with alternative. There's two females in the band, and it sounds really cool. Yeah, maybe you could check it out. Yeah,
Okay, send me the link just after. Huh?
I will send you the link so you can listen to the band. Yeah, it's a cool
Yes.
band, newer music. And so, yeah, I'm guessing you were on lockdown over there like everyone else. So you
Mm-hmm.
consume all this music and you took time to create the album that is Changes. When I know that you released this from, is our, what's the name of the record label? Let me say it correctly.
It's complicated to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I don't want to say it bad. Is is Argonauta Records? Is that
Yes,
one?
exactly.
I think that's from Italy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I've interviewed some bands that are on that record label. How was the process of getting signed to that record label?
In fact, it was a label we had when we were in Eyes Front North.
Mhm.
So we had that feeling that it was possible to contact him again because of the main manager is called Jero, and we said maybe we can call Jero for this new project. We had a great times in the past with him, so I think it was easier for us to contact a person we knew before, and it it succeeded. The
Nice,
moment I sent him the two tracks we were very proud of, he said, "The songs are stellar, guys. Okay, let's go."
nice. So, when Changes, did you work first on the music and then did you come up with the lyrics, or how's the process for you guys when you're in your creative zone?
Lionel, you are right. Huh? We worked before with the music. Huh?
Yes, we started always from music. It's very fun time that we do like this. But this time we will do all the music in 2 months in terms of composition. But we make a lot of time to put some new ingredient about sampling, about a new riff of ambience guitar, and the singing phase is the last phase we do. But yes, it was music first.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, I think with the music, I think that music would inspire the lyrics. You're listening to it, and maybe you're like have a picture in your head of what this
Exactly.
music is making you feel.
And I know that Nicola is a dreamer, so I know that every lyrics will be good. Yes.
Nice, nice. Why are you a dreamer, Nicolas?
Uh, because I think I'm not make for this world.
Oh,
Uh, that was,
nice.
I think it's a sentence from Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
Ah, nice.
Something like that, huh?
Yeah, no, you guys are impressing me with the name from Ugly Kid Joe, and
It was
so
our first show we saw in the where we were young. The first show we show in Paris was Ugly Kid Joe. We were together, and we know with Nicolas we are all friends until we were very young, and so
we,
it was the first show we saw, and we
yeah,
were very impressed by the show by Ugly Kid Joe.
yeah, we're still young, guys. You don't need to say we're old.
Now we're about, I think, 15 or 16, something like that, and in
Yeah,
Paris. And
yeah. I'm guessing you grew up in the 90s like me.
yes, of course,
Yeah,
Of course.
best period.
it's the best period ever. Some
Yeah.
people would argue that it's the 80s, but I differ. I think
Mm,
the 90s had better music.
yes.
Uh, I think there was more variation
Mm,
and less corny stuff. You know, a lot of stuff in the
yes.
80s was very corny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
Like,
definitely right. Yes.
yeah,
No, we discovered so many bands in the 90s. It's so impressive. Like Face No More and the Guns N' Roses and Metallica and
yeah,
everything, you know?
yeah. No, I love the alternative scene in the 90s. You had that Alice in Chains album.
Yes.
Yeah, so
You know,
many great music.
this one, I was in Mexico when I bought the first cassette of Dirt, and it was a revelation.
It's still a classic album, you know, like
Yes.
when you listen to those songs, they sound as fresh today as they
Exactly.
sounded when it came out in 1992. And that's the
Yeah.
thing with great music, like that it hits you in different areas. So for me, you know, Cloudy Skies, you know, has that dream gaze, that element that are that, you know, I think will suck people in, that like that type of sound. And plus, like you said, you can hear some alternative on the sounds and some different. It's not like only dream gaze. There's different stuff and black metal in some of the
Yes,
songs.
of course, yes.
So it really it's good because you took all those elements and you made it work for that the dream gaze sound. So I'm guessing you are influenced by everything that you listened to growing up from the 90s, because
Yes.
everything from the 90s is in there.
And you know, it's really a fun thing because, as you mentioned, we are also into black metal, and the first song, Another Dream, is based on the black metal, you know, part at the beginning. It was influenced by Enslaved, the Norwegian band.
Yeah, and
But
yeah.
in fact, just after we recording the first riffs, we said, "Oh, calm down this part, just cut this one," and it became something else, you know. But the the root of the song is
Yes,
Enslaved.
Nice. Yeah, sometimes I think maybe I'm not a musician, but I think maybe overthinking is bad when you're like when you're creating a song. Like if you go over it too much, you're overthinking, maybe you're
Mm.
hard on yourself.
And that summer it was very hot in the studio, and I can remember we had times like burning our brains, you know.
Yeah, where's the studio that you was it in Paris?
In the Paris suburbs.
Suburbs, yeah. And
Yes, it's in the basement of Lionel.
oh yeah, and I know there in France there's not a whole, like, you know, in the States everyone has air conditioning. I know you guys don't have air conditioning
No, we
everywhere.
don't.
Some yeah, so yeah, no, I'm in Puerto Rico. We don't have. I was living in Miami, and I had central air, so I kind of miss only that, the central air.
Okay.
You get spoiled by that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but you have the one above your head, turning.
Oh yes, I have the fan. I have the fan right there.
Yeah.
Because it's hot, it's humid, even though we're in January, it's always kind of tropical weather over here.
Mm,
There's not a
nice.
whole lot of changes, not like your album. So, uh, you know, I did a video last year. I collaborated with a friend of mine called Señorita Sabrosura, and today was her birthday. And the first video we ever did was a video about top 5 albums that you would take to a desert island if you have like a record player or something to play. So yeah, since that video is almost 1 year, it's not 1 year old, but it's the first video we did, and it's her birthday today. Uh, let's have that question, like what are your top 5 albums that you would take to an island and why? And we can start with Lionel or Nico.
You start, Lionel.
Okay, my top 5. I think it was a very difficult question, but I think the top 5, I will have Deftone for sure, because it was a real influence when I was younger, and I still listen to the group. I really love their progression and their ambience that they're doing. And my favorite album, I think it's Around the Fur, is on from
Oh
them.
yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, it's classical, but very. When I was young, it was very, very lot of new things, lot of new influence. The second album, I think it's Sepultura, Roots, Bloody Roots, because it was changed everything for me in terms of sound, in terms of lot of things. So I think this one is very, very important for me. For the other, perhaps I will have some new one. I can say that I really love some Alice in Chains album, but it is difficult for me to say which one because
They're
every
also good.
album
Yeah.
is good. But yes, I really love the Alice in Chains, and I will say also Foo Fighter. I love Foo Fighter also. The progression during the first album was really more grunge and more alternative album, and now they are doing some new stuff that it isn't same as the first album, and they do a progression that I really like. And yes, I think this album and perhaps the last one will be Mark Langan, where I really love this. All the album from Mark Langan, I think his voice is very, very beautiful, and I can say one album, but all the discography is very, very good. Mm.
Yeah, nice. You have a good mix there of different
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
I think Nico went to get his.
Yeah. So, I have another one
No,
to pick up.
yeah, Nico
Yes, because
he takes it very seriously.
yeah, he has all these CD near it. So,
No, it's difficult because I really love Neil Young. So, of course, I will bring this one, Harvest.
Yeah, it's a classic album. Yeah.
Yes. Uh, you know, it's a really interesting story because my mom bought that one when I was maybe 15, and she said to me, "You have to listen to this guy because he does magic music." And I was at that time who you don't like those kind of music, you know.
Yeah, you don't like your parents' music when you're young.
So I said, okay, okay. And sometimes she played the album, and I said, yes, it's nice. But you know, time passed, and I forgot. And one day, she said for my birthday, what do you want? And I said, why not your old album from Neil Young? And when I received it as a gift, I listened and said, wow, this is the sound I want to hear forever, you know. It's so warm. It's lots of sadness in the sound, and it's like it was vintage before it was vintage.
Yeah,
It's so impressive.
yeah,
So
no,
these
it's
guys changed my life forever.
nice. Yeah, that's a great pick. And I know Señorita Sabrosura will like that pick because she has that album.
okay.
The second one is from the same artist, and it's this one. It's On the Beach.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool album cover. I don't think I've listened to that album.
Yes, there is a song called Motion Pictures and Ambulance Blues, and those two ones are very, very, very sad. And I like his voice. It's very dark at that time because he was maybe in a depression mode or something like that, and you can hear that in that CD.
That's the magic of music.
You can hear the sadness. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Of course, I pick up this one because
Of course,
it's
we need
important.
to.
Of course.
That's the
No.
best one. Yeah, that's the one that has everything I hate about you and Cats in the Cradle, right?
Yes,
Mm.
and you have Come Tomorrow and Mad Men, and you have. I think I didn't realize at that moment that Cats in the Cradle was a cover song.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know it either at the time when it came
yes,
out. I had no idea.
and I think they did an awesome job on that one.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you have, I think, Judas Priest on one song, and it's it's crazy. This one is crazy. So I pick up this one. Of course, I will bring something like this one.
Oh, of
Yes.
course, Faith No
Yes,
More. Yeah.
Mike Patton is, I think, a genius, and he brought a lot to the music during the 90s, and he's, I think he's,
He was a pioneer, you know.
yes,
He
yes,
he brought the rap, and they brought like the funk, and
Okay.
before it
uh,
was called new metal or
uh,
anything. Yeah, Faith
and
No More. Yeah.
and Lionel was fan before me, and he said, you have to listen to that, and I said, okay, it's complicated, you know, it changes a lot with the styles of music, so but he was right at that time.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
became a Mike Patton fan just after. So I have one, two,
You have one
three,
left.
four. Yeah, one left.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, I know it's
ah,
it's hard to just pick five, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe this one. Just
Oh,
before the
yeah.
last one, yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I like
we,
that. I like that cover because it looks like a bird is going to attack her, but then I realize
yeah,
it's like a scarf.
yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, and I think it's the album of the change for them, with new kind of melodies, and they were
Oh, alternative perhaps.
maybe giving us their 80s, 90s feeling into that one. More clean voices, and the album is
Yes,
a
it's good.
masterpiece.
Nice.
Yes.
So Nico, Lionel, it's been great talking to you guys. I know it's late over there, but people they can pre-order. Well, it's already out, so they can get
Hmm?
the album. I know it's on Bandcamp. I'm gonna share here. Here's the Bandcamp link where they can go and they can buy it. Compact disc, €1 for €10, or they can download it digitally. For now, not on vinyl, correct?
Not at that time,
I know
unfortunately.
it's expensive, the vinyl, but
No.
yeah.
Maybe Argonauta will change his mind in the future.
Yeah, they'll be like, make the vinyl, yeah. But
We
yeah,
have
no,
the master of vinyl, but we will
Mm,
see. Mm.
we'll
yeah,
see.
but I would recommend Cloudy Skies for if you're a fan of Death Heaven, I think Cloudy Skies would be up your alley, especially if you're a fan of Death Heaven in the later albums, the one he showed and the
Yes.
newer one, which is more the Dreamgaze type of stuff. If you like alternative shoegaze and some like black metal, like for example, like a band that's from France that has moved more into that Dreamgaze is Alcest. Only
Alcest,
that
of
they
course.
only that they do it in French.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll have to call them and like, how do you do it?
Explain, how do you do that?
How can you make it work?
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's been great talking to you guys.
Uh,
Wish success for the album, and thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
I
And
didn't.
I have a question. How do you get
Yes, of course.
to your to our album? In fact,
How did I get to your album?
yes,
Oh, you mean how did I discover the band?
yes, yes.
So yeah, I think you guys added me on Instagram, uh, and I'm like,
Okay.
oh, Cloudy Skies, and I looked at and then I listened to the music because
Okay.
there's some since I did the channel, there's a lot of bands that write to me like, hey, I have music to listen to since I've been doing the interviews. So yeah, that's how I discovered it.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe it's Lionel. Huh? You
Yeah, yes,
added
it's me.
lots of
Yes.
people.
Yeah,
Okay
but
then.
yeah,
Oh,
It's me.
hopefully people will watch this video and find out there's new music out there and get into Cloudy Skies and buy the album, support music because we need newer music, and especially I don't think that shoegaze and dreamgaze is talking to enough nowadays. I do some videos also with the Green Man, and he also loves shoegaze, so he has a series about shoegaze, and it's a genre that I know I think in Dreamgaze more people should listen to it because I love it. I like that ambient, atmospheric
Mm.
music. Especially it's good like on a sunset with a glass of wine. Of course, if
Night.
you're going, yeah, for the sadness, put down that Cure album
Mm.
and listen to Cloudy Skies. So, any last thing you would like to say to the people watching this video before we go?
Keep on dreaming, people.
Keep on dreaming.
Of course, I know, and thanks for all the support you can do for bands, like just listening, and sometimes if you can send a message, it's always a pleasure to read that. We don't know who is listening or who is liking or who is loving and who is
Yeah,
dreaming for.
the same thing with me. Sometimes I don't know who's watching. Yeah, but someone's watching. Someone's watching. So
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
So
That's
Nico,
important.
Lionel, I wish you a good night over there in France. I know it's very late, but again, people, Cloudy Skies, the album is called Changes. You can order it, it's already online. And here's the one last time, the album artwork. So please support new music and, get out there and get out of your comfort zone and listen to new music. So again, Nico, Lionel, you have a great night. And people, until next time, this is Hector, the shield on a couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch.
Thank you, Hector.
Thank you
It was very nice.
Thank you very much.
and good night.